Live with Dr. Choppa. Good morning, good day. I hope that you guys are ready to rock and roll with the Chopster. Dr. Choppa comes to you live every week to give you top-notch quality information that I am learning day in and day out in practice, working on real patients, dealing with real challenges in life. Hey, this is a real topic. Did you know sleep is absolutely the multivitamin of multivitamin? It's the crux of your life moving in the direction you want it to or spiraling off into la la land. So bad sleep is sabotaging your brain. It's sabotaging your waistline. It's sabotaging your life. Remember, guys, it's your health, your choice. It's your life, your health, your choice. That's what I meant to say. And the reality is, you can make the right choices to lead to better sleep. And that's what I want this show to be about today, is to help give you an opportunity to share and bring in comments. If you have questions, that's what I'm here for. You know, this is your show. You get the best out of it if you participate in it. You can't expect what you don't inspect. You got to ask yourself, are you sleeping well every night? How'd you sleep last night? Did you wake up to pee 3 times? I'm shocked at the number of people that are waking up during the night and they are literally waking up to pee throughout the night more than once or 3 or 4 times. That is a problem. That's a sign that your body's check engine lights are overwhelmed and your liver's running too hot, and you're waking up in the middle of the night to pee. Sends a signal to the kidneys from the liver to say, dude, I can't do my job tonight. I need your help, which means your brain's not detoxing, which means your lymphatics are clogged up, which means your bowels are, overworked and taxed. This accumulated toxic burden is why we've got to do detox in the 21st century. So you can go to drchoppawellness.com and you can get access to our detox in a box and our courses. And now you're going to have a tool that you can repeat repetitively. You know, I like to say this idea that you cannot renew your mind any better than you can keep your hair combed. You can't renew your mind any better than you can keep your teeth brushed. You got to make sure that you're doing this regularly. That's why I teach 21 days twice a year. That's a total of 42 days a year of detoxification to maximize your health and wellness curve. It's your life, your health, your choice. So make a good choice. Go to drchoppawellness.com and get our detox in a box and take advantage of it, because I got more and more little updates that we're doing to make it even more fun, more interactive, and more exciting so that you can get the most out of your Living Well plan. So if you're not enrolled in your own Living Well program, you're going to be suffering. And unfortunately, you don't have to, but people are. So, hey, look, I want to talk about like sleep. So here's some just kind of things about sleep that you got to know. When you pull an all-nighter, right? And how many of us have done that? I mean, I think many have. Your reaction time is essentially like being legally drunk the next day. You are not your best. I have landed in an airport and gone to a seminar the next day, and I got in late. I didn't get to bed till 2. Seminar started at 8:30. I was a waste of space. It was a complete waste of my time, and it really did not serve me well. And sometimes that's because I chose to go to a later flight. And in this particular case, I got delayed on a flight. Then there was a delay in getting my bags at the low destination. And then there was an issue at the car rental. Sometimes when it rains, it pours, right? And it was one thing after another that led to a bad 2 a.m. night. And nothing good ever happens after midnight. And you getting little sleep from post midnight on, you minimize your detox patterns. You minimize your circadian rhythm's ability to keep up and get you ready for the next day. For every hour that you go to sleep before midnight, you get 2 times the amount of growth hormone. You get maximal detoxification effects, which sets you up hormonally. It sets you up metabolically. It sets you up functionally for a more productive day. So don't be legally drunk through lack of sleep. Come on, that's a terrible story. Your brain literally washes itself while you sleep. And so your cerebral spinal fluid washes itself. And when that process isn't happening, you are pushing towards setting up for memory lapses. Over time, that continual pattern, think about renewing your mind in a positive. If you are constantly getting less and less quality sleep, or detox sleep or a growth hormone support during your sleep, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start seeing signs of early onset dementia, which then over time, the brain needs two things, brain and fuel. And the brain needs two things, brain and fuel. Of course, it needs a brain. It needs fuel and stimulation. The fuel is the food we eat day in and day out. The stimulation is the constant, like how we exercise our mind. My dad used to say mathematics was mental gymnastics. This is a great way to educate our mind and make it sharp. You want to do things that challenge your activity. You want to hear well, you want to read well, you want to study well, you want to memorize well, you want to think well. The hardest thing to do in life is to think. So maximize these patterns so that you get good brain stimulation through your day, and you will lessen your chances for memory lapses. 1 week of sleeping less than 6 hours a night alters your activity, productivity and your genes by over 700 genes that are related to stronger, more vibrant immune responses. So now you're more susceptible to the bugs. So when you pull all-nighters or you get low levels of sleep because maybe you're on a travel schedule, or maybe you're just not, you just keep scrolling, or you got a lot on your mind, or whatever the issue is, your immune system is now taxed. Well, those same genes will also stimulate or not stimulate, sabotage your metabolism. So let's do better. Do you want to lose weight? Get better sleep. What about stress management, anxiety, depression? I was listening to a biblical counseling course the other day, and the guy was talking about, listen, I don't know if you're depressed. I don't know if you're anxious. What I do know is what you just told me was you're not sleeping, but 5 hours, 4 hours a night. You cannot expect your brain and body to handle life well with no sleep and recovery. So if you're not sleeping well, you're not healing well. And so I really want to just push you guys to assess your sleep. So the way I like to do it is we give you a scale, 0 to 10. If 10 is the best quality sleep possible, as 0 is terrible sleep, where are you on the curve? How would you rate it? Man, if you're up several times a night to pee, you got to think about that is not a good sign. If you're tossing and turning throughout the night, if you're hot during the night, if you have night sweats during the night, if you are kicking the covers off during the night, these are all indicators, because the fact that you know you're doing that means that you're consciously alert and aware of it. If you're watching movie reels in your mind throughout the night, if you're literally feeling like your body is turning through the night and you can feel yourself moving, that is all indications that you're not sleeping well. If you're having wicked, wild, bizarre, funky, exotic dreams, that's a major indicator that your liver, your bowels, parasites are all working against you to be the best version of you possible. This is not rocket science, guys, but if you want to have a strong immune system, better metabolism, and better stress management, you got to get some rest. You got to go to sleep on time. So we got to go back to some of our old videos and talk about like some of our sleep habits. And if you want the sleep habits, just put it in the chat and I will start adding a list in our detox groups. And by the way, if you don't follow drchopawellness.com, or if you don't go to the Detox with Dr. Chapa Facebook group, get involved in that. There's an active community where I could put a lot of these files and things like that for you guys to have access to it. I'd love for you guys to be the community and ask real questions. What I'm starting to realize is you guys, we all are synergizing together. Rising tides raises all ships. So if we are actively seeking counsel on how to live better, be better, stay better through food, lifestyle modifications, healthy brain stimulation, healthy sleep habits, I would love to see a community of active members helping each other, push each other onward, upward, goodward, and Godward toward a better way. So get involved in our detox group and detoxing with Dr. Chapa. I'll put it in the chat and see if we can't get you guys tapped into that so that you guys see that there is a community of people that are interested in this stuff. Okay, let's talk about sleep and weight gain, right? So lack of sleep makes you crave, get this is a little bit, this is terrifying, 300 more calories the following day. So do you think that's going to be like, a steak? No, you're going to be craving carbs. You're going to be craving sugar. You're going to be craving ice cream. You're going to be craving comfort foods, right? So 300 calories more added up over time in an already sedentary lifestyle. Ooh wee. Guys, y'all best be paying attention to your calorie intake. If you don't write your food down, you don't realize you're eating it. I promise you. It's just like what old Ramsey used to talk about. You can't expect what you don't inspect. We have to look at it through our food. We got to look at it through our sleep. We got to look at it through our finances. We got to look at it through our spirit life. How are we doing? Your fat cells need sleep too. So just 4 nights a week of bad sleep makes them 30% less effective at storing energy, which means you are going to be looking for artificial rocket fuels and processed food and comfort food that will cause you to push towards insulin resistance or metabolic syndrome or some kind of other blood sugar crises. And so this is a major player in why people can't lose weight. Did you know? So the question is do you have cravings? It could be because you have sleep issues. Are you noticing that you are reaching to artificial ingredients like processed food, junk food, comfort foods day in and day out all through the week? That's a sign that you're probably not sleeping well. Did you know? Most people don't know this stuff, right? And so this is why we have our programs at drchopperwellness.com to teach you how to live better, be better, and have the most effective restoration and body vitality program ever. So we have our detox in a box. We want people to be doing 42 days a year detox because detoxification serves you well. You will sleep better. You will lose weight. You will have more mental clarity. You'll have a stronger immune system because if you and think through this, and if you are indeed craving sugars and comfort foods and junk foods, one cookie, just one Coke, just one, could paralyze, and I mean paralyze, your immune system for 8 hours. That is mind-boggling to me. 8 hours. That means no wonder the kids catch the flu after junk food Halloween night. No wonder we see more flu season in the winter when people are eating comfort foods, junk foods throughout the holidays. This is a real issue. And when you're paralyzing your immune system and you're sending your kids off to school, they're going to catch whatever their buddies have, right? So getting less than 7 hours of sleep triples your risk of catching a cold. Huh. This is something that I could even benefit from because the reality is I don't get 7 hours a night every week. I'm a 6-hour guy, but I will say if I do anything well, it's really, I avoid sugar like the plague. I avoid comfort foods like the plague. I eat a very clean lifestyle diet. Most people right now know that if they're following me at all, they know I'm in a carnivore phase of my life where for the last year, I've been on a carnivore diet and it's been awesome. I have absolutely positively seen a massive shift in how my brain thinks, how my body's performing, how life is unfolding for me. So if you want a stronger, healthier, more vibrant immune system, you got to get better sleep. And we need to be pushing towards that 7+ mark and beyond, up into the 8s. So a single night of 4 hours of sleep, okay, cuts your natural killer cells' ability to fight against infection 70%. Well, not only is sugar now compounding effects to paralyze your immune system, now you're getting a 70% reduction in natural killer cell activity, lowering your immune response. Now you know why I like to say, when in doubt, we what? Say it in the chat. Congoplex it out, baby. When in doubt, we Congoplex it out. What's Congoplex? Go to shop.justlivewell.com and you can see Congoplex. You should, I don't know if I could practice. I don't know that I want to practice without Congoplex in my hand, within my practice, within my cupboard, within my kids' care plans. I have chewable versions of Congoplex. I have a tablet version of Congoplex. Congoplex is 4 products. It's thymus support, so it stimulates your T cells from your thymus gland. It's vitamins A and C, which stimulates the mucous membranes in your gut lining to be more resolved and strong. It helps you have basic calcium, magnesium support that feeds every aspect of your immune system. And then it has ribonucleic acid for the quarterback to do his job. So this product absolutely positively is the game changer. When in doubt, Congoplex it out. And yes, I'm about to tell you the dose, 3 times a day. It's a big hefty dose. But if you feel a tickle in your throat, if you feel like you're starting to crash, if you feel like you're starting to catch a cold, you come and blast it with Congoplex 9 times out of 10. And I mean it, 95% of the time, it's gone tomorrow. That is a cool supportive tool. I'm telling you, you should share this message with your friends, family, and loved ones and get people involved in wellness. I'm telling you, no more antibiotics, guys. Do you realize antibiotics sabotage? One round of antibiotics can sabotage, can destroy, can disrupt the ecology of the gut lining for 7 years. Wow. Anti-life. That's what an antibiotic is. You cannot think of having a strong immune system if you are on an antibiotic. And so we've got to get you off. I used to think it was just like, oh, we could repair it in 30 days. No, it's not true. You can support it, right? You can get it back online, but you have a workload of ahead of you to repair from antibiotic use. We've got to stop the use of overindulgence, right? Let's talk about sleep and your heart. So I always like to say that shift workers are some of the sickest patients that come in and see me. So shift workers who get less than 6 hours of sleep have up to 48% higher risk of heart disease and heart attacks and strokes. Why? Because the inflammation rate never recovers. And the fact that a lot of these shift workers are working in my area in, contaminated chemical laced environments. So they're also getting bombarded with chemical toxicity, which takes us back to drchoppawellness.com, detox in a box, making sure that your vitality program is in check with our courses and getting access to cleaning out the brain, cleaning out the liver, cleaning out the kidneys, cleaning out the lymphatics, flushing the body of the funk, waste, and debris, and watch what your body does. So shift workers, you might even need to do like 3 or 4 every quarter, do a detox, and that's okay. I mean, if that's all you did is you focused in, 42 days a year, that'd be great. But if you took it up to 84 days a year, oh baby, maybe that's how you outperform what most often happens to these shift workers is they're sitting, the new smoking, sitting is the new smoking. Then you compound that with junk food. Then you compound that with bad sleep. Now you have a heart attack. Let's not go there, guys. I want to see you live better, be better, and stay better. And we can do it, but I need you to participate in the program. And so if you have questions, guys, please ask. This is why I'm here. Visit our website, darkchoppawellness.com. I got podcast shows up there, justlivewell.com. I have tons of resources where you can become a patient. Shop.justlivewell.com. You can visit and get access to these tools and resources. And look, you can't get this stuff at your big box stores. You have to get it from reputable sources. And I'm telling you, you can't put it into ChatGPT on what you are going to dose. I'm telling you, therapeutic doses are not going to be given through ChatGPT. You need people to teach you how to do this and do this well that have done it with thousands and thousands and thousands of other people before you. So this is not me guessing. This is not me wanting you to take pills. This is me teaching you how to outperform your nutritional deficiencies, because oftentimes by the time you get to me, you have nutritional deficiencies. You have bioburdens, bioaccumulated toxins that have created the sleep disruption that is driving inflammation in the cardiovascular system, causing the heart disease. And then you compound that with stress, bad sleep, and shift work. It's a recipe for disaster. So even 1 week of poor sleep can raise your blood pressure. How many people right now are on blood pressure medications that you know? I know a ton because I see them every day. As much as adding, as much as we see this high need for blood pressure, it isn't the blood pressure. Your body's not dumb. It doesn't do things by happenstance. So even 1 week of poor sleep raises your blood pressure, and you have to recognize that your blood pressure is nothing more than a check engine light. So I want you to see the body giving you the response, listening. Don't suppress it with a drug. That is not the answer. That's going to make you fatigued and wear your body out. And then let's talk about just longevity, right? We all want the fountain of youth. We all want to live better, be better, stay better all the days of our life. We all want to be functionally fit. We all want to be well adjusted in spirit, mind, and body, fully functional in all areas of life. Praise God. I love that. So people who regularly sleep 5 hours or less have a 65% higher risk of dying early from anything, because their immune system is weaker, their recovery is weaker, their toxicity is higher, their bioburdens have taken over, their body is just not set up for success. Deep sleep is your body's anti-aging mode. If you want to go into anti-aging mode, get better sleep. You cannot get 5 hours of sleep. Well, less than 6 hours really is. 6 is like the cutoff. If there was a cutoff and you cannot go below it, stay at 6 and above, and you're going to set yourself up for success. If you can get up to that 7, if you can get past 7, you're going to amplify. I like to share this story. I had a patient come in super chronic fatigued, and so chronically fatigued. They had 3 kids, and she was dysfunctional, completely and utterly not the mom she wanted to be, not the mom she envisioned herself to be. And she was completely anxious, nervous, frustrated. I mean, to the point of what we call irrationality, right? So how she would describe it is, even sitting in our clinic room, she said to me, I am so irrational that I feel like somebody's going to come in the front door with an Uzi, very detailed, and shoot up everybody at the front desk, and then come into the treatment room and blast you, and then blast me. And I'm like, wow. We looked out the window, and there's not even a car in the parking lot except hers, right? She was the last patient of the day. And I said, yeah, I got it. I mean, that's for sure real. And so I'm not, negating the fact that she genuinely had that, but that means her minerals are so low. Her brain is just running off the rails, and there's no checks and balances of reality. So irrationality is a big deal, right? And so what we had to do with her, she had the good fortune of, and her husband's approval and, support rather, to go to her parents' house, who lived on some acreage up in the country, and just take 30 days and sleep. This is a cool story. Check this out. The first week, she slept seriously 18 hours a day. How do you do that? Now, obviously, she didn't go into a comatose state for 18 straight hours, or a sedated state for that long. But we sent her with adrenal support. We sent her with digestive support, cleansing stuff, and we sent her with endocrine upregulation support, like brain hormones, like supporting the hypothalamus, supporting the pituitary, supporting the pineal gland, to really help her body go into healthy circadian rhythms. The first week, 18 hours. The second week, okay, check this out. She dropped down to 10, 11 hours of sleep. That was pretty cool, right? And meaning she just felt very good. There was no need to sleep. She didn't want a nap, need a nap, couldn't function without a nap. The third week, she was down in that 7, 8 hour zone. And literally the fourth week, she was ready to come home. It didn't even take a full 30 days of getting good sleep, some adrenal support, digestive support, and some brain hormone support to get her body reset. She went back home. She was back in the game. And now we have to be mindful. We still got to keep the practices. We can't go back to the old way. And, where you're scrolling all night, you're drinking wine all night, you're, sipping on anti or sleep medications throughout to go to sleep at night. We've got to do things better than that. So people who regularly get 5 hours of sleep or less get a 65% higher chance of dying from just flat out anything. That sucks, right? Deep sleep is your body's anti-aging mode. So tap in. It releases growth hormone, cellular repair, detoxification, which means when you're on a detox program from darkchocolatewellness.com, guess what you're going to get? Deeper, better, more quality sleep. So I would encourage you to really dive in to the Sleep Secrets page. That is one of my handouts that we can start, passing out to folks. And if you take the cell phone away, if you get electronics away from your head 5 feet in your bedroom, if you make your room as dark as possible. If you get it a little cooler than normal, these are all like practical things you could do. But what if it's caffeine? What if you take caffeine out of your diet 4 p.m. and later, right? So anything after 4 p.m. is your caffeine curfew. That means don't do it. That means you drink herbal teas that are caffeine free after the 4 o'clock hour. Then you could get into some of these really cool teas like, chamomile tea, very soothing and cooling before bed. Maybe you can get into lemon ginger tea, 4 o'clock and on to just stimulate your lymphatics and get things working like they should. You can still use adaptogenic herbs for, getting the brain to work. That's not going to necessarily stimulate you. It's when you start hitting these heavy caffeine laden programs, and that's what gets people in trouble, right? So if you're needing caffeine to make it to 5 o'clock, make your cutoff 4, and then leverage our electrolytes, leverage salt. Like you could take some of my wellness microbiome salt. It's just 80 plus trace elements, trace minerals plus microbiome support. And if you put that in your afternoon, like a quarter to a half a teaspoon, you will get a lift in energy from electrolytes. If you take my Ultima, or if you use the Hydrate from Make Wellness, guess what? You're going to get tons of electrolytes. People go, well, you could take too many electrolytes. You know what? I don't think that's your problem. You know what I mean? Like right now, most people that I'm working on are deficient, and I want to get them to a place where they're sufficient and their body can run basic processes. So definitely tap into these hydration tips. Staying hydrated is another great sleep tool. People are dehydrated. I'm still shocked at when people give me a list of how much water they consume in a day. It's less than 32 ounces, less than a liter a day. If for every 50 pounds you weigh, you need a liter of water. That is a good rule of thumb. Okay, so I want you to really grab hold of that. I'm not saying that you need that for everybody, but if your electrolytes are low, if your salts are low, if your minerals are low, you're going to need more water, right? But if you get your electrolytes up, your minerals up, which shop.justliveWell.com has Mineral Force, that is a wonderful product for remineralizing your tissues. And then you put the Omega Force with it. Now you got a delivery system that brings those into the cell, and the cell recovers, repairs, regenerates. The mineral balance, intracellular, extracellular, water stabilizes, and you really don't need to worry as much, but you still want to shoot for a hefty amount of water every day. There's a great book called it's actually a PDF now, called The Body's Many Cries for Water. And The Body's Many Cries for Water is simply this. It is a PDF of a doctor that went around all over treating people with acid reflux, indigestion, anxiety, depression, migraines, hormone problems, infertility, skin rashes, you name it. And of course, sleep issues with just hydration tips and getting people hydrated. Hydration is a critical key in maximizing your health. Blood sugar management. How do you start your day? What are you eating for breakfast will determine how you fall asleep at night. Because if you start your day on the yo-yo diet where you're eating sugar all day, every day, getting those spikes in insulin, spikes in food cravings, guess what's going to happen? You are going to be eating comfort food, junk food, fake food all the day long. And make-believe food leads to one thing, guys, and one thing only: make-believe health. Don't do it. Don't do it. You want to avoid it. So start your day with protein. Step 1 in every diet protocol that I bring a person on, whether male, female, young, old, child, doesn't matter, is protein for breakfast. Protein, protein, protein. You got to get the proteins up. So that's, eat chicken, fish, turkey, eggs, shrimp, beef, lamb for breakfast. People go, "Ugh, I couldn't do that." Well, then just eat eggs. You know what I mean? Eggs and sausage. Make it simple. But definitely open your mind up to eating protein for breakfast. So stabilizing your blood sugar. So we've talked about like clean up your bedroom, get the electromagnetic pollution, get the room cooler, get the lights out. We've talked about hydration throughout the day. We've talked about blood sugar management. What about get your mineral levels up, the Mineral Force or the calcium magnesium powder at bedtime. Minerals, 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 and your body will do great things. Electrolytes and minerals, and your body will do great things. I promise you. So when it comes to health and wellness, I want to be one of your wellness authorities. I want to be one of your wellness coaches. I want to be one of your wellness voices on your shoulder to teach you how to live better, be better, and stay better one bite at a time. I want to definitely remind you, drchopperwellness.com. It's got tons of podcasts. And of course, our Detox in a Box Restoration Vitality Program. It's for you. Go grab it, man, and let's do some detoxing. If you like this information, share it with your friends, family, and loved ones, and know that we care about you enough that we're going to come to you every week, teach you how to live better, be better, stay better. And remember, Dr. Chopper loves you.